Guys, just before we start, we'll talk about this game, and then we'll just do 2-3 questions at the end, which will embargo till lunchtime on Tuesday to preview the Preston game on the Wednesday. Okay. So, Andy, do you want to start us off?
I do. Congratulations on the win. What your thoughts on that performance and a very important win too?
I thought there was a good performance for lots of the parts of the game. I thought we didn't do well enough on the transition in the first half, where we should have get lots of more chances from what we'd done. And when they transitioned, because of the two different systems in the game and the way it played, when they transitioned, I thought their chances were better than ours. Obviously, the goalkeeper makes a great save. It looks like the centre forward should have probably scored with the one that hits the post, I think. But I thought we had opportunities to have big chances, and I didn't think we'd done it as well in the early part of the first half. But the goal from Kiernan just before half time, I thought the game sort of toed and froed a little bit. It was an incredibly open game, I thought, and certainly in the first half.
And Kieran seemed to be his influence was growing just before that. It was growing.
He was one of the ones who could have done with making a couple of passes a little bit cleaner and better when we broke. But his goal was very good, and I don't know what he got last year, 8 or 9 goals for us. 8. So it's a good start for him. He gets off to scoring a goal. Yeah.
David, the thing that was so evident in the second half was like there was contributions from everyone. Röhl, Hayden Hackney, Tyrique, George. Everybody seemed to play a part, and if you're going to progress, that's the template you've set today.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say I'm really pleased with. I thought Hayden's performance was good. I thought Harrison performed well. I thought Merlin performed well. So I think a lot of the ones who are relatively new to the team, and the ones who I'm probably expecting to take a bit of time to settle, breaking them into the Premier League in some cases. I know it's not the case with Merlin or with Tyrique. But it is still, they're very young in the sort of number of games they've got in the Premier League. Merlin went in, is played right back, and was doing as well as MD. Done very well.
But you can't sort of underestimate the importance of the confidence that a win like that will give you today. Coming through something difficult early on, and then
absolutely. For us, I don't think we've won. I think you say for 4 years, I don't think we've won in the opening game of the season.
2021.
So even for us and what we want to build here, and I said in the press conference on Friday that we're trying to make the Hill Dickinson a bit more. Our points total away from home last year was fantastic, and if we reach that again this season, we'll be in another really good position. We just need to make sure that our home form is a bit more regular if we can, and get a few more wins here. So to win today's was really big for us.
Simon?
Dave, you also said in the build-up to the game that you'd been struggling over the summer to get that kind of fade out towards the end of the season out of your system. Has that today done it?
Yeah, it has. But I think when you've been in it this long, I'm always one of these people. You don't want to miss a chance in football, because when you miss the chance, someone else will take it, and quickly. And for long times last year, I was sitting here saying, we've got an outside chance of Europe, and it got very close at one point. So, but today was a great way to start it off, and I think because of the likes of Hayden Hackney coming in, Harrison. I mean, Harrison's 19 and played really well today. Hayden Hackney, I would have probably ideally sort of built him into the team, which I've done with Phil Jagielka, Leighton Baines. You could name bundles of them who at that time when we brought the boys from the Championship. And I don't think everybody should be expecting them to come and hit the ground absolutely running and be. But I thought Hayden and Harrison done a great job today.
Hi David, can I just ask about Barry? It's obviously the perfect start to the season for him to get on the score sheet.
Yeah.
Is that number 9 shirt now his to kind of keep and maintain his first choice? Or?
No, I think the centre forward shared the goals around last year. I'll certainly want more from him. He scored a good goal, and strikers will be judged probably on their goals, so he can walk away and be really happy with it. I thought it would be wrong not to mention the quality of the cross from Iliman Ndiaye. You know what I mean? Thierno getting in the right spot was huge, and scoring with a header was really big for us because it was at an important time in the game. And actually, after that part, we should have probably gone on and got it looked like we were more likely to go and score more goals for probably the next 10 minutes after that. And that's the bit I feel as if we're needing to be better when we've got a chance to score more goals. We should have been better and finished it off maybe a bit better and got another goal.
And in terms of his kind of development this season, what are the next steps you're looking at? Is it like more consistency? Is it finding that kind of ruthless streak?
Things like his play. I need his build-up play to be better. I need him to be able to retain the ball for us so that we can play into him more often. I want him to get in the right spaces, which he did today for the cross. I want him to be in a position. He had a couple where the ball got played and he didn't quite deal with his feet. You know, sometimes he's out linking up when he doesn't need to be out linking up. So I think there's lots to his game, but I said last year, when you're a young striker coming in, I think he's come in with a really, really positive attitude this year as well. He's come back with something which has stirred him up a little bit more, as if he's got something to prove. So today he got his goal and he started really well.
Amazing thing.
Joe?
Hi David, talked about how well some of the younger players stepped up today, but you also had some big moments from some of the more senior players as well. Brilliant save from Jordan Pickford in the first half at 0-0. Then obviously the goal from Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. Just how important is it to you that those senior players do step up to provide moments like that because they change the games?
Yeah, well, it was good because we've lost a couple at the moment. We know we've not got James Garner, we've not got Norgard, so we're playing with a really, really young and inexperienced team. The goalkeeper made a save which could have made a difference. If they score, we might have been having to chase the game in a different way, and maybe these younger players aren't ready for that and not going to be. Once we get the goal, they were able to play a little bit with a little bit more comfort. But it was a brilliant save from Jordan. It really was. So he was, and I have to say, if I've got any praise for Jordan, the training he's done when he come back, he's looked as sharp as a tack. I think he looks lean. I think he's kept himself in good condition, or he's got himself ready. So I've liked the look of Jordan since he's come back into training after the World Cup.
It was great to see James Garner back in the squad as well today. How far is he off a start, do you think?
Well, we wouldn't have put him on the bench if we had anything else. So we've tried to get, maybe 15-20 minutes out of him today, whatever it was. He's not had any games, he's not done the pre-season, but we've needed it because we don't have anybody else at the moment, and I knew that if we got in the game like we did, I might have needed him to cover for sort of more worried about their boys. They would tire quickly, Hayden a little bit, but Harrison's got great legs, so we're not quite so worried about him, and Kiernan a little bit as well. So we needed him around, but is he ready? No.
Thank you.
Hi David, there's been a lot of talk about right back so far this summer. You mentioned that James, who's played there quite a lot, isn't ready fit-wise. You've got Jacob Bryan on the bench as well, but Merlin got the nod. How do you feel like he did, and do you think it's something that he can develop into over the course of the season?
Yeah, he's keen to do well and shows that he could be a right back, Merlin. And because of that, we're happy. He can play other roles for us, pardon the pun, but he can play other roles which mean that we can play him further forward. We can play him in a different way. He's got a different sort of level of athleticism to some of the other boys in some ways. And he's a good footballer generally, and he can score if we get him closer to the goal. So, but he's also doing okay. And I was saying, again, I'm just referencing my press conference, I was saying that, where everybody's talking about a right back, so I'm saying, well, I hope it's better than Jacob Bryan, or I hope it's better than Merlin Röhl, or what they're offering. And obviously, we're always trying to get better than what we've got in every position, to be truthful. You're always, as a manager, you're trying to think, and it's not that easy to just go and get yourself better than how those two. Merlin in pre-season's played really well, and certainly deserves the chance to play.
If you weren't able to get another one over the line, are you confident with the players who you've got? I mentioned obviously James and Jake as well as Merlin, that you'd be able to survive the season?
Yeah, no, we definitely would like a right back. We would, but I think that we're all concerned about it because it's more that. So, for example, today, while we're playing Merlin right back, I couldn't play him in midfield as well. So today keeps me short of numbers in midfield, and I'm having to balance a little bit of what we want. Look, we can still play Jacob Ryan right back. He's proved, certainly against a lot of the quick boys, he's really good, and he'll give us something if we need it in that position. But he prefers to be a centre back.
Take one more from you,
Yeah,
John, then we'll move on to
It's only something little. Are you aware you sent the Prime Minister home very happy today?
Yeah, I spoke to the Prime Minister on the phone. Told him, lads, there'll be tax cuts and there'll be you'll be free beer for everybody. No, don't say that. But he'll not be coming back again. But no, he actually, somebody put him on. Andy Gray came down into the office and his assistant Peter Reid phoned down. So yeah.
We'll just take 2-3 questions on